Hey there, I'm Jeremy from Elixir here in South Africa with my friend Concord Nkabinde.
Yep.
And Concord and I have known each other for a year now, and it's always great to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming down today.
Awesome.
So, Concord, you're a bass player. Tell me how you got into music, and was bass your first instrument, or how'd you find your way to the bass guitar?
Wow. Well, good to be here, to be chatting with you. It all began in church, as it is with many musicians.
Yeah.
But I started with an acoustic guitar. But there was something. So my brother took one of our acoustic guitars at home and converted it into a bass.
Oh, wow.
So he basically took the highest string, two strings off, and then widened the bridge, and that's what interested me quite a bit. And he used to say to me, you're just playing a single string. It's not as interesting as. But as I then switched to playing bass, I realized the power of that single note, because it's creating the basis, which is why it's called the bass, the foundation. I haven't looked back since then. The bass, it's not just the power, but the responsibility that comes with playing bass. So I've really enjoyed that. I've played a lot in church, but then I started playing the devil's music.
Okay.
So the church is not always happy when you start exploring outside the church. But I've learned so much, and I've also gone to university to do a degree in jazz studies, with the bass being my main instrument. And the idea was not to become a jazz musician, but I had already learned that the language of jazz is one that I wanted to know, because it seems to be able to help you navigate all kinds of music.
Sure.
Yeah. So whilst I was doing my jazz course, I was playing with rock bands outside of the university and some gospel bands. And it's been a good journey so far. And apart from bass, I also write music. I produce music. I write music for film and for documentaries. Music education is also my passion. So I work a lot with young people
absolutely.
developing in the music space.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
As far as you've been an Elixir user and artist for many years.
Yeah.
When did you stumble onto Elixir? When did you start using Elixir strings on your basses?
Sure. So I was working with an artist by the name of Clegg.
Sure, yeah.
So I bumped into the Elixir strings in 2004. And I had tried different types of strings, which I believed were good strings, because I don't think anyone makes bad strings as such. But the Elixirs really stood out for me. So 2004, that's when I switched to Elixir strings. This year, it is 22 years of using Elixir strings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change them for a thing. I don't know, you want me to share why I...
Yeah, we can get into that a little bit too. As far as your basses go, what kind of basses are you playing?
Okay, so I've got two Lakeland basses,
okay.
From Chicago, and I've got one Pedula fretless bass, and I only use Elixir on all those basses.
Okay, are they 4-string, 5-string basses? All 5-string basses.
5-string basses. My first Lakeland was made by the original maker, Dan Lacken, who was still making them by hand.
Yeah.
So I've got the handmade, and then the second one was after he sold the company, and it was now being done in mass production.
Yeah.
Still great basses. And for me, bass is not just bass. Bass helps me navigate music in its broadness. And that has also led me to becoming musical director in many different spaces, because I don't just listen for the bass. In fact, often I listen very little to the bass when I listen to the overall music.
Right.
So I can hear the foundation, but I'm quite interested in what gets stacked above that. And that has helped me really work quite a lot. Sometimes I get booked not as a bass player, but maybe as an arranger, producer, or even a singer in some instances. So yeah.
The whole picture, the whole musical picture.
Yeah. And it's one thing I often talk about when I talk to young musicians, because sometimes we tend to take a very narrow-minded approach. We want to be famous as bass guitarists, but so are thousands of other people. But there are so many other pockets within the music space that even whilst I'm playing bass, I could be doing other things. I could be teaching. I could be writing music for other people.
Yeah.
And that might actually even bring me more income than my bass does. So it's always good to take a broader approach to this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, as far as young kids coming in to the bass guitar or guitar, what are some of the activities you got going on to interest them? I mean, because those kids are going to be coming into music stores just like this one, and going to try instruments, try to do what their heroes do, and hopefully they also at some point will try some Elixir strings. And but how do you engage the youth?
I'm sure you can see the smile on my face because my passion project, which has finally come to life, is called Ladies on Bass.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been running it since 2023. It's really the idea to bring in young, developing female bass players into the space, not as a token thing, because there's a whole thing going around that we want every project to have women, but we don't take the time to actually empower them with true skills that will help them sustain themselves. So we started doing these workshops with mostly young female bass players. Some of them have been playing for a while. And Alexa were the first people that came on board to actually support us on that. And that relationship still continues. So the idea is really to, not necessarily to create more female bass players, but to change the mindset in the creative space about how we see women's contributions in the music. And we were surprised how many bass players who are females are in just the Johannesburg area alone. And so we continue. I've roped in our Stebza. She's a beautiful bass player. And she worked with so many other projects, because I don't think I should be the face of a Ladies on Bass project. So she is helping me with that, and the interest has been amazing.
Where can people find more out about Ladies on Bass?
We've got an Instagram page called Ladies on Bass South Africa, so they can check that out.
Make sure you check that out. Ladies on Bass South Africa.
Yeah, and then on my YouTube channel, Concord Nkabinde Music, I've got a video which is a showcase about Ladies on Bass, and it shows some of the previous workshops, what we've been doing, so on. So I'm quite passionate about that, and as you rightly mentioned, I'm quite passionate about introducing young musicians to good musical gear, so that they can grow up, getting used to a good sound. When we started out, we we struggled to get good equipment. Even when you were starting to become a good player, it wasn't really sounding great because you weren't using a good gear. And good gear does not have to be expensive as well. Now there are many options of just knowing how to choose the right things for you.
Yeah, I think Elixir strings offer the benefit of the extended life. They maintain their tone, or help a player maintain their tone for a very long period of time. So the initial investment of an Elixir set of bass strings is it's a little higher, but what you get out of that string and the performance for a lot longer, the enjoyment that a player is going to get out of that instrument because of the quality string is going to make a big difference. Which strings do you play?
So my gauge is of 45 to 130, and it's the Nano Web quartet. I use extra longs because I like to string them through the bass at the back. So, and I've stuck with that kind of combination for a long time. I'm happy, very happy with it.
Well, that's great. And do you notice any other benefits? What are some of the other benefits that you feel that you get from an Elixir string when you put them on?
So, as I presume everybody knows about the coating that comes all over the strings, most of the benefits are related to that. One, the one thing that really eats away our strings or makes the life of a string shorter is the sweat from your fingers. And especially in our climate in Africa with the heat, and the combination of the heat and the sweat is not really good for naked strings. So Elixir strings just take care of that problem. And so corrosion is not an issue we have to deal with.
Yeah.
But secondly, for me, is particularly on recordings, you want to have as clean a sound as possible. And the coating eliminates the noise on the strings.
Yeah, from the fingertip.
From the fingertips, yeah. So, and for me, that was a game changer because I'm very big on clean sound. So it does, and of course, as you say, because the lifespan of the strings is longer due to the coating, it means I spend less on buying strings regularly.
Yeah.
So the lifetime of a string is much longer, which is any musician's or any guitarist's wish.
For sure.
Really.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with the Elixirs for that.
Well, thank you for being part of the Elixir family. And we are proud to have you on board. And thank you for making great music and impacting young musicians as well.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's good to be a part of the family. And thank you for a good product, Elixir Strings.
Concord,
Always.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Blessings.